What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another market update for the Salt Lake City, Utah metro market. In this video, I'm going to give you all of the information you need to know about what happened here in the month of November. Where did home prices go, and what do you need to look out for if you're looking at making a move here or looking at making a purchase here somewhere along the Wasatch Front. So if this is your first time to the channel, I want to welcome you. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and reach out to me. If you're thinking about making a move here, call, text, or email me anytime. I absolutely love it when you guys reach out, and I've literally helped people from all across the world make a move right here to my hometown of Salt Lake and all of the surrounding cities. So without further ado, let's jump into this here and take a look at what happened in the month of November. So we finally have a whole month of November data out here. In October of 2021, you can see that we had 2,901 sales, and the number of sales in November was 2,673. So you can see that the sales here dropped to just over 200 sales, which is not surprising. I expect to see this as we go into the holidays, as we go into the first months of winter. This is what we expect to see. In fact, if we go back up here a little bit and take a look at last year, from October of 2020 to November, we went from 3,500 sales to 3,031. So this is actually a bigger drop. The numbers that we are seeing here of home sales in the month or the year of 2020 was much bigger than what we've seen here in 2021. So there's less sales happening here in 2021, but the same trends are still taking place. So from October, from 2,900 to November of 2,600, that is, basically what we expected to see. Now let's jump over here and take a look at this information. So if you watch some of my previous videos, you would see that the November listing data was much higher, just like December is here. So just completely ignore this December data because it's not fully updated. It's going to be skewed based on what has actually sold and what's on the market, and it's not accurate the way that they calculate the numbers until the month is actually finished. So that's why we're looking here in November. You can see here that the median listing price has stayed pretty flat for the last couple of months. Here in September, it was $475. October $475, and November stayed at $475. Now, the thing that's important to look at here, these numbers here on this middle column are the actual sales price in relation to what the listing price was. So in September, we saw on a median basis that homes sold for $5,000 over the asking price, which is a 1%, right? So this is the percentage basis. So it sold for 101% of the original listing price, so 1% over on average. And this stayed pretty consistent right here. It's 477, which rounds up to 1%. And again here at 480 up to 1%. So prices have really stayed flat across the board from September until November. Let's take a look at last year and see what happened there. So if we come up here to September, we were at 375, October 375, November 380, and again, almost the same exact thing here. We did see prices kind of stay flat here in September. October, they were up a little bit. People were making offers above the asking price, and again, there in November. So again, these trends that we're seeing are pretty typical for what we expect to see. Looking ahead, let's take a look at this and see what happened in the month of December. So by December, prices actually did start to climb. We saw the listing price jump up about $10,000 on average, and then it dropped a little bit here into January. Again, not surprising because it's cold, it's snowy, it's the winter months. Typically prices will kind of fluctuate, right? And this all depends on what homes are actually being listed. If there's more homes on the higher end, then that's going to push the price up like this. If there's more homes being listed on the lower end, which are typically the people who want to move during the winter because they have to move for whatever reason, then that's going to bring the median price down. So you can see here that relatively speaking, went from 389, 384, 392 to 399. So it was kind of flat, you could argue, from December through February. And then as soon as we hit March and April, May, it just takes off. We went from 392 to 429 in just a matter of 3 months. So this is looking backwards last year. Again, this is what I expect to see going into this next year. I think that December, the prices will increase just a hair. We'll see a slight increase there once we get December data, and it's going to stay it's going to go up just a bit and then kind of stay flat there for a little bit until we hit again that end of February going into March. As it starts to warm up and as spring comes around the corner, that's when we're going to see the most appreciation going into this next year. So you can see that there's been massive jumps even just from last year. So we're at 380 in November of last year, and now the median price is 475. So literally, if you bought a house a year ago, you're now sitting on roughly $95,000 worth of equity, which is just crazy. The cost of housing here in Utah has gotten pretty expensive from where it was years ago, and you know, all signs are pointing that that's going to continue to happen. I think that housing will continue to go up. A big driver of that is the demand in the market, people moving into the state, people who are living with mom and dad who eventually want to buy their own home, or people who are renting at the moment who want to buy a home. This is causing a lot of demand in the market. And also, when people are unable to buy a home, they're going to divert to renting because that might be their only option, and that causes demand in the rental market as well. And there's a shortage there. There's not enough rentals on the market, and so we're seeing rent prices get pushed up, and this is then going to cause investors to come into the market because they're seeing higher rents, and it's just going to be a cycle that continues. The only thing that I see that would slow this down or change it is if Utah sees a big drop in demand, which I think is extremely unlikely based on, you know, the number of jobs that we have going here, or if interest rates go up across the board. If the federal government decides to, hey, we need to raise interest rates, that could slow down the home price growth because people are going to be able to afford less based on how much money they have. So those are the things that I see happening here. Just to finish this out, you can see here, that's the square footage. This is price per square foot. Price per square foot, again, staying mostly flat due to these numbers over here. And the last thing is this last column right here is the cumulative days on market. How many days on market is the home sitting on average or on a median basis? So, you know, you can see here that in the summer months, it was down to 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, and it is slowly climbing, which again is about what we'd expect. If we look last year, it was at 8 all through the winter. So we're a little bit higher than we were last winter. I think that's just because there's less homes on the market and there's less to choose from. I hear from a lot of clients, just like yourself, you know, people coming into the market saying, man, it just seems like there's nothing out there. There's nothing to choose from. And this is what I hear all across the board, whether you're looking at houses at 300,000, 400,000, 800,000, or even $1 million plus. It just really feels like there's not a whole lot of houses out there to actually take a look at. There's not a whole lot of homes out there to sell, and it's just kind of slim picking. So that's what we're seeing in the market. I think that over the next couple of months, it's going to continue to be a market that is mostly flat. And then as we move into the end of February, March, April, May, it's going to pick up drastically. I think we'll see a lot of homes come to market, and I think this is going to help, you know, alleviate some of the demands in the market. I still think prices will go up, but I think it will get a little bit better for buyers who are out there trying to buy something despite all of these factors. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, share it with a friend or family member who's also interested in this type of video. I think they would find some value in it just like you did. Give me a thumbs up here on the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to reach out to me. I've had people from all across the world reach out to me. You can call, text, or email anytime. I absolutely love it when you guys do that. My information will be here on the screen and in the description box below, so you can get in touch with me. Let's have a chat about the type of home and lifestyle that you're looking to have when you make that move here to Utah, and we'll chat about everything you need to know. Pros, cons, good, bad, ugly, you know, everything you need to know. So with that said, catch you in the next one.